I want to talk about Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So much to talk about these two people. The main thing about Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. One, and I didn't download. Damn it, I didn't download this video. But President Obama was on the screen today, and basically at a press conference talking about Donald Trump not being fit for office, and when it was a competition between he and John McCain and a competition between he and Mitt Romney, he never once doubted whether the two of those Republicans were capable of doing the job. But basically, we have to ask the question: Is Donald Trump? President Obama is asking the question if Donald Trump was actually capable of doing the job. And that conversation, it's a funny conversation, right? You know, it's like a Donald Trump is so insane. We don't even know if he's competent and fit to be able to do the job. But it's also a conversation that pisses me the hell off, because in a lot of ways, the Republican Party has put up a candidate so utterly ridiculous that they have given Hillary Clinton and the Democrats a free pass to not talk about their policies, not to have a debate on their policies, not to have a rigorous public conversation about what each of these candidates stand for. The only conversations we're having right now is Donald Trump actually mentally stable? Is he emotionally stable? Will he destabilize the international order? Will he cause a nuclear, fallout because of how ridiculous he is and how quick he is with a short temper and small hands? We have these ridiculous conversations, and I get it. Donald Trump is a buffoon. You know, let's go down the list. Donald Trump is a Neanderthal. He's a buffoon. He's a narcissist. I mean, what do you want me to say? He's insane. He caters to white nationalists. He caters to racists and xenophobes. He is the scum of the earth. He's worse than the phlegm that fell on Ted Cruz's mouth and he ate inside of the debate. That's how disgusting Donald Trump is. Now what? Because if we're not going to have conversations about the substance of the two party policies, platforms, and policies, then all we're doing is we're beyond throwing mud. And that's what aggravated me about President Obama's speech today. Not that he was wrong. It's the fact that he was right. And that we have so many people in America who are willing to risk America on a person like Donald Trump that we can't even have a conversation. Now, whether you like Hillary Clinton or not, whether you think Hillary Clinton is the devil or not, whatever you think about Hillary Clinton, the one thing you could say is that Hillary Clinton is more mentally stable than Donald Trump at a bare minimum. And so where we could be having a rigorous debate over the policies that I personally disagree with Hillary Clinton on, all we could do is look at how ridiculous and how utterly disgusting Donald Trump is. And that doesn't benefit Democrats. It doesn't benefit Republicans. It doesn't benefit independents. All it benefits is the 24-hour news cycle. That's it. So with that being said, coming out of the Democratic National Convention, Hillary Clinton saw a bump. We're going to talk about this bump, and we're going to unpack it a little bit because according to the average of polls, the Real Clear average of polls, there's a bump of about 4.5%, showing that Hillary Clinton really had a swing. Last week, she was down against Donald Trump. This week, she's up against Donald Trump, had a tremendous swing. Now, here's the problem. One of the polls, the CNN poll, did not report data from millennials. And that particular poll had Hillary Clinton up by, I could have sworn I changed this image, by 9 points. That particular poll had Hillary Clinton up by 9 points. And, you know, so the question is whether or not the absence of millennials inside of their polling data was sufficient to cause a tremendously different amount, a statistically different amount, right? Spread. Would the presence of millennials in the CNN poll cause her to not be winning by 9 points, but let's say 5 points or 4 points? Or would it have been so detrimental that it would have put Donald Trump in the lead? So I'm digging into why they did not include millennials, ages 18 to 34. And the only thing that really came up as an explanation, and I'm gonna give it to you, and you can make your decision for yourself, was basically they threw it out because it had too large of a sample error. And this is in the explanation for the CNN poll data. Basically, error caused by looking at an unrepresentative group. The conclusion by CNN was that the millennial data had to be removed due to its outlier qualities. Here's the problem. Well, it's a matter of people being able to trust these polls, and how useful is that particular poll if it can't even measure in ages 18 to 34 millennials. And now, because it was 9 points, I believe the next closest was 8 points, right? So would removing that actually reduce the polling, the bounce that Hillary Clinton got, right? So right now she's ahead by 4.5%. But as we started considering that, like, if we take CNN out, would that cause an increase in Donald Trump's performance? We actually start looking at the polling data overall, and you see something that's kind of interesting. In a race like this, against a person like Donald Trump, who is most assuredly the most ridiculous candidate that we've seen in our lifetime, you would expect Hillary Clinton to be beating Donald Trump by like 20 points at this point, or at least 10 points at this point, right? But right now, she's barely beating him at about 4 points. Now, 4 points is a win. 4.4 points is a win. She would win if it was held today. But I think it should be scary to America to think that anybody, Hillary Clinton, I don't care, Bernie Sanders, whoever you take your pick. What's the other guy? Martin O'Malley could only be beating Donald Trump by about 4 points. So the question really is, what's going on here in the data? Why is it that Donald Trump is so close? As ridiculous as everyone knows Donald Trump is, why is Donald Trump so damn close to Hillary Clinton? Now, the obvious low-hanging fruit that I go to right away is that Hillary Clinton is just a weak candidate, and that people just really hate Hillary Clinton, and that she's the absolute worst person that the Democratic Party could have run. And I'm not going to dismiss that, but that's not necessarily the whole case, right? If you look at the polling data, one particular model says that this could be the result of this being more of a base election, right? So that Donald Trump is in this, and he's in this so close to the Democratic opponent that it's really a product of his base compared to Hillary Clinton, which is a product of her polarized. I don't want to say base here, but Hillary Clinton has a polarized support group that would never support Donald Trump. On the flip side, Donald Trump is galvanizing a large enough coalition that would never support Hillary Clinton. And so now we have an election of competing bases. But if you dig underneath that concept a little more, if you think about Hillary Clinton doesn't really have her base. Hillary Clinton is appealing to, she's actually moving away from her base. Hillary Clinton is moving away from progressives, the far left, the socialists, and she's moving away from the working class whites in her base, and she's going straight down the middle, trying to get Republicans, trying to pick off people who think Donald Trump is so unreasonable. But on the flip side, you have Donald Trump, who solidly has his base. He doesn't have his party, but he has his base. And if this is if this is an election about turnout, and this is an election about whose base is going to show up at the polls, looking at how close this election is, that should be scary. That should be scary for a lot of reasons, because Hillary Clinton, yes, she has the Democratic Party, but Hillary Clinton does not have the base. And she's counting on picking off and plucking away enough Republicans to solidify her voting base, minus the progressives, minus the socialists, minus the white working class that she doesn't want anymore. So too long didn't read. The long and short of it is she's counting on getting Republicans. When the data and looking at the polls, this seems like it is a base election, which means The base of the Republican Party is not coming to Hillary Clinton. And the question is, can she get enough of party leaders, enough of moderate Republicans to actually beat Donald Trump? I don't know that that's the case. I don't know that that's the case because if you look at it, Donald Trump is in this. Donald Trump should not be in this. If Hillary Clinton had a coalition strong enough at this point, this is polling data, we're within 100 days. It might change a lot more, but everybody knows who Donald Trump is at this point. Everybody knows who Hillary Clinton is at this point. There's not enough negative mud that they can sling on Donald Trump that hasn't already been slung. And for Donald Trump to just be 5 points, 4.5 points away from Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton playing a game trying to get not her base. She's not trying to rally her base. She's trying to siphon off Republicans. But the Republican side is saying, we do not want you. We don't want Hillary Clinton. We hate Hillary Clinton so much, we would rather go with Donald Trump. The sum total of it is a really dangerous election that's coming up. And this is nothing new. It's just amazing that even after this DNC bump, this boost that she got, Donald Trump is still in the election. He's still in the running. And I'm laughing at people like CNN and different commentators who last week, this was their line last week. They said Hillary Clinton is down by 0.2 points in the average of polls, but everyone is looking at this one poll that says that Donald Trump is beating her by 7 points, right? And which is a good point, right? If the average of polls says that Hillary Clinton is only down by 0.2 points, why would you go out and point out and say, "Ooh, look at this one individual poll that says she's up by that Donald Trump is winning by 7 points"? Why? Because of propaganda. That same group that complained about that last week, they're looking at the polls today, and they're not telling you that Hillary Clinton is only up by, on the real clear average of polls, by 4.4 points. They're telling you, oh, Hillary Clinton is thrashing Donald Trump by 9 points, which is a single poll, which is the CNN poll, which doesn't even have millennials in it.